Trump's economic numbers blew away the stats for Kamala Harris. Of course, Democrats are trying to lie to you by reorganizing everything to look like there's any kind of positive news today, for which there's not. I'm John Mike Keene. Let's get to the CNBC, the Squawk Box, where here's some facts about what Trump did right.
Let's just say right after passage of the Trump tax cuts in 2017, we saw the greatest economy in my lifetime. Real wages increased by $5,000, which is more than the combination of the 8 prior years in the Obama administration. We saw record low unemployment, the lowest poverty in recorded history.
Now, that's before the pandemic. Remember that, because the Democrats are going to try and blame the economic numbers that crashed under Trump that happened because of the pandemic. They're trying to blame it on his policies, which have nothing to do with it.
By the way, he was president. We know what that resulted in. Massive deficits.
Seems like you kind of forgot that earlier. Yeah, and the tariffs that he did put on were continued by the Biden administration. There was no recession. Real wages were actually up. Stock market did well. A lot of very positive things happened. Record low unemployment until the pandemic. So it's just weird to act like it's a complete wild card what kind of president he would be when you've got a blueprint right there of what kind of president he would be. And Kamala Harris has been vice president for 4 years, and we've seen exactly what kind of vice president she would be.
Right. What have you seen? You've seen more manufacturing in this country since any time since World War II.
I've seen real wages go down.
That's Joe, an economist over at Squawk Box on CNBC, laying out Kamala's Muppet over there with actual facts that the bread and butter jobs of America and union jobs are going to be destroyed under the Kamala Harris administration. And he's laying it out. He's saying it's the pandemic. Here's Kamala Harris with her weirdo economic plans.
And we must lower the cost of living, because while our economy is doing well by many measures, prices for everyday things like groceries are still too high. You know it and I know it.
Thank you for that admission of guilt that under your regime, groceries cost too much.
Crime.
That's not true.
What's not true?
I just don't agree with that.
Real weekly wages have gone down. Average weekly wages are still down from when Biden came into office.
When Biden came into office, we saw sky high unemployment.
Pandemic.
Because of the pandemic. She won't admit it, that a little something happened, like forced government lockdowns everywhere that devastated businesses. The real wages are down. So they'll never talk about real wages. They'll talk about inflated wages. But if you take in inflation, real wages are down.
Every American, Joe, will face a tax increase if we do nothing in 2025. So that tells me that it wasn't just the wealthy, it was the poor that also received a cut in taxes.
But how would you to ask him about health care, and he's working on a concept of a plan, right? I mean, this is just gibbering nonsense. And
he's saying Trump's plan is gibbering nonsense, so he's against the use of using the word plan. Let's check in on Kamala Harris's specifics on her economy.
So I have a plan.
He's working on a concept of a plan, right? I mean, this is just gibbering nonsense.
So I have a plan that includes lowering costs on everything from health care to groceries.
She has a plan. I wonder if Charlie Sykes over at MSNBC thinks that is gibbering nonsense, because we do.
He's working on a concept of a plan.
So I have a plan.
I'm John Mike Keene.